eliminate Daesh as G26 common Syria strategy. Welcome back. The Higher Council for Islamic Affairs continued on Sunday its meeting for a second day in Luxor. The opening session, the head of the most prestigious Islamic institution, Al-Azhar, condemned what it labelled the hateful attacks on Paris and urged global unity against extremism. Grand Imam of Al-Azhar, Sheikh Ahmed al-Tayyib, denounced the incident, stressing that the time has come for the world to unite to confront terrorism. Tayyib went on to stress that such acts are contrary to all religions, humanitarian and moral principles. The Grand Imam's statements came at the opening of the conference, which focused on combating extremist thought.
وبخاصة الإحرام من جدة للقادم جوا أو بحرا وكذلك رمي الجمرات.
The pyramids of Giza will be illuminated tonight with the colors of the flags of both the French and Russian flags in solidarity with the victims of the Friday Paris attacks and those who lost their lives in the crash of a Russian passenger airliner over Sinai 2 weeks ago. The pyramids will light up at 9:30 Cairo local time and will alternate between the two flags of Egypt and France and the Egyptian and Russian flags. The flags of Egypt, France and Russia will also be raised around the pyramids. In other news, European capitals reinforced security checks and governments held emergency cabinet meetings after the series of coordinated attacks in Paris, in which at least 129 people were killed. Governments also called for heightened vigilance from the general public. Britain's Foreign Office updated its travel advice for France, urging its citizens to exercise caution in public places, while Belgium said its nationals should avoid unnecessary travel south of the border. British Prime Minister David Cameron said he would review national security after talks with key ministers at Downing Street. Similar meetings were being held by governments across Europe, including in Austria, Germany, Italy and Spain. Over in Russia, the country's National Anti-Terrorism Committee put the country's security on high alert. In an earlier development, the Daesh terrorist group claimed responsibility for the series of coordinated attacks by suicide bombers and gunmen in Paris that killed at least 129 people at a concert hall, restaurants and the National Sports Stadium a day earlier. The assault also left at least 300 wounded, 80 of them seriously. Paris prosecutor François Moulin said 129 people were killed and 352 were injured, adding that 99 of the injured were in critical condition. He added that 7 terrorists were killed in the attacks and a Syrian passport was found beside one of the assailants, adding that the attackers had worked in 3 teams, striking 7 times in quick succession on Friday night.
خليفة أبو بكر البغدادي
Belgian prosecutors said 2 assailants who died in the Paris attacks were Frenchmen who had lived in Brussels. They added that the Belgian authorities are holding 7 people for questioning in connection with the attacks and that investigators have found that 2 cars used in the operation were rented in Belgium. It was previously announced that police had made several arrests when they carried out raids Saturday in the poor immigrant Brussels neighbourhood of Molenbeek, which has been linked to past terror plots. The prosecutors did not confirm whether all of the 7 were arrested in Molenbeek. For their part, the German Chancellor Angela Merkel and President Joachim Gauck pledged to work closely with the French authorities to help hunt the culprits involved in the attacks and their backers. Gauck said that while Germany mourns with France, the anger at the murderers must become resolved to defend Europe. Meanwhile, German media reported that a man arrested in southern Germany last week who had weapons, including machine guns and explosives in his car, was likely linked to the attackers in Paris. Media reported that the man was from Montenegro and that he has refused to speak in prison and not hired a lawyer to defend his case. U.S. Secretary of Defense Ashton Carter spoke on the phone with French Defense Minister Jean-Yves Le Drian and said that the United States was committed to helping France in any way and that the two